Radical Metabolizers and Fat Flushers. I'm Liz, and I'm a nutritionist that's been working with Louise for over 20 years. I met her when we both lived in Bozeman, Montana, and I was so impressed with her research and her programs that I have used them ever since in my own nutrition consulting. I've done the programs myself, the detox, also not just the fat burning programs, but also the parasite programs. And they were wonderful with my clients. I got great results, and I have felt good and younger and energized ever since. So a big thank you to Louise for all the research and books and support that she's given us throughout the year. So I am very happy to be here today to support the effort that we are doing right now to make sure that you have some fresh ideas. And one of the things I love, one of my favorite products is the Whey Protein. And the reason I like it is, let me count the ways, my love, that this can be used. It is so versatile. It makes breakfast smoothies, of course. It makes things that you can use for dessert, but you can also use for breakfast, like blueberry custard, raspberry cookies, which we have right here. They can be each one is got a serving of protein in this little area right here with the 6 cookies. And they're absolutely delicious with the raspberry puree in there. The pancakes are super easy to make. I made them in like 5 minutes. And they are like crepes. They're really tender and delicious. You can make them into waffles as well. And one of the things that is great about this is not just that you're getting 20 grams of protein, but the quality of the protein is amazing. First of all, it's the highest quality grass-fed from cows in New Zealand, and it's tested for heavy metals, and it is very, very pure for that reason. We don't have to worry about contaminants in there. And it also contributes to our own immunity for a couple of different reasons. One is that by having this special type of cow that's found in New Zealand, A2 milk, it is less allergy producing. And so that takes a burden off of your immune system to have things that don't create the allergies. Also, this protein has iron modulators, the lactoferrin, and it has in the A2 protein. It helps the immune system. It helps detox the liver, and the immunoglobulins in there are excellent for really helping to shore up immunity. So that's why this is my favorite protein. I have this every day, and it is just amazing the ways you can use it. In fact, I just discovered a new way this morning. I like to have cut up apples with cinnamon on them for a snack or like breakfast. So I tried having some whey protein on it. It's really good. Just don't sneeze when you're doing it because it's very light, but it's delicious on there. So you can always experiment and come up with new ways to use the whey. I'd like to now introduce Teresa, who is our radical researcher and chef, and she is going to go into other breakfast ideas. You can look on fatflush.com and just put in whey and come up with lots of recipes. I'll be posting a couple of the breakfast recipes. And Teresa's here to talk about some other breakfast ideas, and she'll be up here in just a second. We're practicing social distancing, so I'm going to leave the room. Thank you so much, and enjoy your breakfast.
Hi everybody, virtual big hug and thank you to Liz. Thanks for the introduction and all of the great information. So I've been working with Louise for about 6 years now, And I was a fan for many years before that. And I love how Ann Louise thinks out of the box. So I'm here to talk to you today about breakfast out of the box. We have some great ideas for you today that are very immunity enhancing, strengthening, and supportive for your immune system, also for your gut, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I wanted to let you know one of the neat things that Ann Louise likes to do is to mix up some of the whey protein in water and use it like milk instead of milk to put on breakfast cereals. Like we love this Paleanola, which is a very healthy granola. There's another one, I believe it's called Autumn Gold, that we buy from Costco. That is a grain-free granola, anything like that. I use this at home for my husband. He loves to have a little oatmeal sometimes in the morning, but he needs more protein. So we just mix up a little water and whey protein and pour it over the top. You can use this for your kids too, to give them some extra protein on their cereals or other breakfast things. So let me tell you one of our really fun ideas. One of the ways Ann Louise does breakfast out of the box is to actually enjoy soup for breakfast. And in our new Radical Recipes download that we'll have a link for you if you'd like to pick up a copy of that. But we have a recipe in there called Why Not Soup for Breakfast. And you know, we can follow the pattern of the Japanese people who often have a wonderful miso soup for breakfast. I wanted to talk to you about miso because it is another immune enhancing and strengthening wonderful ingredient that we can use in so many foods. I have a couple here to show you. We have tried a lot of different brands and we use different brands, but this is one of our favorites. It's South River. This one is a sweet tasting brown rice miso. This one is a 3-year barley miso, but you can pick up whatever kind of miso you can find. I want to show you an easy way to use this. This is so good because miso is a fermented product. It's really good for the gut. It's full of enzymes and probiotics, which are very immunity enhancing. But I want to show you a little tip about how to use it. So I mixed up some of the soup, the breakfast soup this morning. And the trick with miso is that you do not want to overheat it. You never want to let it come to a boil because that way you destroy the wonderful enzymes. So what you have to do, let me grab my little accoutrement here. Okay. So the easiest way to do it is just spoon out some of your hot soup or broth, just a little bit, into a cup or like this measuring cup. You want to take your miso. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll hold it up for you in just a second. You take your miso. This particular, I made 2 servings, so I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of miso in there. And, ta-da, plop. All right. Now, you just stir the miso. You want to use a wire whip like this, or a whisk, or you could use a fork or a spoon, anything to stir it up so that it dissolves into the hot mixture. Not boiling, just really nice and warm. Then you can pour it back into your soup mixture here and stir it together. If you could smell this right now, you would realize how fragrant and rich it is. Today I just used an organic vegetable broth. You can make your own broth. We'll post the recipe for you. But I wanted you to know you can be versatile. Today I followed the recipe and used some carrot and some ginger and some scallions, but sometimes I might put in mushrooms. And a way you could even enhance it more is to add some tofu or some tempeh to it, even some chicken. Anyway, think out of the box for breakfasts. One of the most fun things we recently discovered is a friend of ours who made breakfast popsicles for her granddaughter. And she brought some over for us to try, and sorry we ate them so I can't show you, but they were really good. And the idea was to make a smoothie using the whey protein and frozen berries and any kind of goodies you would normally put in a smoothie, and just freeze it in little popsicle, You know, the little popsicle holders. Like, we used to make them all the time when we were kids with yucky stuff like, you know, I shouldn't even mention it, Kool-Aid and that kind of thing. But how wonderful that you could have a whole meal out of a frozen popsicle when you use protein in it. So give that a try. It's delicious. Let's see. We're also enjoying all of our wonderful teas. Right now it's so nice to just make a soothing and comforting cup of tea. Just remember to breathe and enjoy fun times in your kitchen. While you've got this time off, you might as well do a little experimentation. So think out of the box and make some fun breakfasts. As always, thank you so much for joining us here in the kitchen. We really appreciate you, and we wish you all the best.